Hello, all you awesome people out there. Welcome or welcome back to Geek Viz. Goddamn, I'm so used to saying my old intro. Welcome back to the channel. I am Geek Viz Who, and we have here our last story of the week as we are going to be covering our video game news from this week of News Drop. If you don't know, I did things a little bit differently. We might continue it and keep it up. I don't know, we'll see. But I split everything up into each individual video, so if you haven't watched them already, you can go check out the movie and the TV movie news from earlier on in the week. And now as we close out the week, we're going to cover some video game news here today. Of course, if you haven't already, please, feel free to like if you like what you see, like the videos, comments, subscribe, get in on the ground floor. I'm still pretty new to this very small channel over here. It's Black History Month. Can't let the black man fail on Black History Month. So help your boy out there. All right. But anyway, yeah. So we got video game news here. I'm a little tired, so if I seem a little sluggish while I'm doing this, then that's the reason why. But we got a little bit to talk about here today. We're going to start things off with some major Ubisoft news. Ubisoft just recently went through a massive change, so we're going to go over what it involves here. And that change has kind of led to some not good things in the company, because we also got to talk about some things happening internally that's not good for Ubisoft. I mean, when is shit ever good for Ubisoft? Am I right? We may have just found this year's the day before with some news in terms of what's it called. I forget what the game's called. Ashes of Creation. We're gonna talk about that. HBO just announced it's doing another movie adaptation. More TV news, but it's about a video game, so I figured I'd throw it in here for some more recent stories. Obsidian has released some info on the future of Avowed and the Outer Worlds. Nintendo had a fucking direct just today. I didn't see it because I got home pretty late today. I had some shit to do. But apparently they had a direct today, so we'll be going over that and seeing what they were talking about there. And of course, we got to talk about the massive Overwatch news that just happened. Yeah, so we'll be going over all that in the video game section here today. So let's go on ahead and drop right into this news, shall we? Alright, so first up, Ubisoft details a major company reset. And in that reset, they've announced that 6 games have been canceled, 7 have been delayed, and 2 studios have closed. The Prince of Persia remake is among the canceled projects. The company reorganized into 5 creative houses specializing in genres. So the Assassin's Creed publisher Ubisoft has detailed a major reset for the company that will see its creative operations split into 5 separate divisions. The organizational restructuring, which has been in the works for about a year, is designed to help the French publisher reclaim its creative leadership and drive a sharp rebound. It said on Wednesday, following a turbulent few years of disappointing game launches and plummeting stock value, which recently resulted in a minority sale to Tencent. If y'all remember, if y'all don't remember, they basically, Ubisoft went ahead and made baby Ubisoft, made a separate, smaller company. Those companies have their big game titles. I believe it's Rainbow Six, Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and I think it might be something else. But yeah, all those are now co-owned by majority owned by Tencent now, so they got that. And as a result, 6 games have been canceled, 7 delayed, and 2 studios have closed. The company confirmed during a media briefing attended by VGC, the 6 canceled games did not meet Ubisoft's new enhanced quality expectation. It said, including the much-delayed Prince of Persia Sands of Time remake, a mobile title, and 4 other announced games, including original IPs. Let's see, this thing is up here. Let's see if they kind of got a bit more. So yeah, I never played the Sands of Time, so I was actually excited about the remake. I did play 1. Was it called The Warrior Within? Is that what it was called? I don't remember I think that was the name. I remember the box art. No, it wasn't that one. It was something where something. I remember this thing like 2 Thrones. Is that what it was called? Yeah, this was the one. I played this one. Yeah, I remember that one. It was like, yeah, you can split. I played this one, and that's the only Prince of Persia game I've ever played. But yeah, so let's see if they kind of got what it, if they can get a little bit more news on what it is. Yeah, so they focus on the return to exceptional level qualities, basically more open world games. The Ubisoft go-to open world games with a bunch of fucking towers, a bunch of meaningless collectibles all over the goddamn UI, fucking just every goddamn where. Yeah, so Sands of Time, it was 4 unannounced titles and 3 new IPs and a mobile title. The identity of the 6th game has not been clarified. Question mark. But not yet confirmed remake of Assassin's Creed Black Flag, so they still don't know if that was one of them. Also, yeah, in addition, Ubisoft has delayed 7 games to ensure they meet quality expectations. It did not say which games had slipped, but confirmed that the 7 titles included 1 title that was planned to release before April 2026. And that's coming out in April 2027. So something was supposed to drop this year, and now they said it's not dropping. Ubisoft has conducted a thorough review of its content pipeline over December and January. The company said this led to a strategic decision to refocus its portfolio, reallocate resources, and comprehensively revamp its roadmap over the next 3 decades. Alright, 2 studios are closed as part of the reset, Ubisoft said. It's Halifax and Stockholm studios, which were previously announced during a web call attended by VGC. The company said it would consider selling other assets, but did not provide any specific details. Ubisoft is also accelerating its cost reduction initiatives, aka people finna get fired. It said it is now aiming to reduce its fixed costs by an additional $200 million over the next 2 years. The company won't comment directly on the number of layoffs that could happen as a result of the restructuring and cuts, but regarding canceling projects, CFO Frederick Duguid said there are some people who will be refocused on other big projects, and some may leave the company. As previously confirmed, Ubisoft's new operational model will be restructured around multiple independent creative houses, the first of which is Vantage Studios, the subsidiary part owned by Tencent opened last year. Which will oversee, there it is, Rainbow Six, Assassin's Creed, and Far Cry. So yeah, this is the baby. So Vantage Studios, that's the baby Ubisoft. That's the one that's part owned by Tencent and holds these 3 titles. So we know that's one house. We know that's one of the 5. On Wednesday, Ubisoft detailed the other houses for the first time, each organized around a distinct genre. So let's see. So we got Ubisoft HQ, and these are the creative houses. The creative and operational driving forces, including dedicated lead studios. So like I said, Vantage. Then they have 2, 3, 4, and 5. Studio is partnering with all creative houses to provide best in class. Nigga, where are they? Okay, so Creative House 2 is dedicated to competitive and co-op shooter experiences, aka live service games, including and so this one is going to house The Division, Ghost Recon, and Splinter Cells. So Creative House 2 is all shooters. It's all FPSs. Creative House 3 will operate a roster of select sharp live experiences, such as, okay, this is the live service house. For Honor, is For Honor still a fucking thing? The Crew, Riders Republic, Brawlhalla, and Skull and Bones. Anybody else remember Skull and Bones? Okay, so Vantage is Assassin's Creed. Vantage is the big 3: Assassin's Creed, Rainbow Six, and Far Cry. Creative House 2 is the FPS house. In their FPS in their shooter house. Division, Ghost Recon, Splinter Cell. Creative House 3 is the live service house. 4 is on fantasy worlds and narrative-driven universes like Anno, Might and Magic, Rayman, Prince of Persia, and Beyond Good and Evil. So this is the single player. This is the single player house. This is the single player house. And then 5, which Ubisoft says is aimed at reclaiming our position in casual and family-friendly games, and brands like Just Dance. So this is gonna be like the variety, but this is probably where a lot of like their mobile shit is probably gonna come from. Is from House 5, the family friendly house. In addition, Ubisoft has 4 new IPs in development, including the recently acquired MOBA March of Giants, which it says will be assigned to a creative house at a later stage. It's a MOBA, so it's probably going to end up going to House 3. Because it's going to be a live service thing. Each of the creative houses will have its own leadership and end-to-end responsibilities for its portfolio, from development to publishing and financial accountability, which Ubisoft's hosts will help make it faster, make better, faster decisions and lead to more hit games. Remember in one of our last news drops, we talked about how an employee was let go because he refused to relocate when they were doing this restructuring, and basically he was the head of a studio. And they were like, well, we want to keep you, but we want to make you the head of one of these houses. And unfortunately, doing that means you have to relocate to whatever city these houses are. I'm also guessing the creative houses are just some of their other Ubisoft branches, like Ubisoft Montreal, or what was the one they used to call Stockholm or something. And each one is just going to be a Ubisoft in another city, and they just specialize in what they specialize in. So it's probably going to be a lot less cross direction between each one, as each studio in each city specializes in that one thing. The creative house will be supported by a creative network team, which will share studio experiences and provide co-development support, as well as core service group, which will focus on tech, QA, localization, business plan, and more. AKA, how can we squeeze this game out for more money? How can we put more microtransactions in it? How can we put more loot boxes? How can we add a battle pass to this game? That's basically what that fucking shit means. Specific development studios will be assigned to each creative house. Ubisoft said while some will be assigned to the creative network team, work with multiple houses. As part of the changes, staff will be expected to return to the office 5 days a week with an allowance for some work from home days. And that was the whole thing. Like, once they hit that, they had to come to the office. He said he couldn't relocate because he's in a different city. He can't relocate to there to keep his job, and they fired this nigga. Guillmot, we'll get on him later, founder of CEO of Ubisoft, said in a statement, on the one hand, the AAA industry has become persistently more selective and competitive with rising development costs and greater challenges in creating brands. On the other hand, exceptional AAA games, when successful, have more financial potential than ever. In this context, today we are announcing a major reset build to create the conditions for a return to substantial growth over time. Basically saying shit's getting more expensive. We need to find out how to keep making money even after the game launches. He even said it right here. Exceptional AAA games, when successful, have more financial potential than ever. Basically saying we're going to keep making these fucking live service games until at least one of these motherfuckers sticks. Because we all know fucking Rainbow Six Siege is the only fucking thing making the money right now in the first place. So that's basically what all that means. We are transforming Ubisoft's operation. How much more is this? I feel real. Okay, we'll keep going. Transforming Ubisoft's operational model to produce exceptional quality games on the two core pillars of our strategy: open world adventures and games as a service native experiences. At the center of this transformation are creative houses, integrated business units, now combine production and publishing, and therefore unifying the gamer relationship. All right, whatever, nigga. To put the creative houses in the best conditions to succeed, we decided to refocus our portfolio with a meaningfully revised 3-year roadmap and accelerate our cost reduction initiatives to right-size the organization. We will discontinue several projects currently in development and provide additional time to certain games to ensure enhanced quality and maximize long-term value. We will also selectively close several studios and continue restructuring through the group. So there you go. Ubisoft is will this work? I don't fucking know. Basically, I say the worst thing about all this is, of course, it means that there's going to be some fucking layoffs, which always fucking sucks. Ubisoft has not had a win in a very long time. And even the games that do work, they don't tend to advertise it very well. Like, this is one of their best reviewed games. This that Prince of Persia side-scroller game, and they barely promoted it. And despite the fact that it was one of the only games that actually did fucking well review-wise, they disbanded the team. They broke up the team and put them elsewhere. But we got some more shit to talk about because there's some things I want to focus on for this. One of them, which, of all those games that got canceled, it has been confirmed that Beyond Good and Evil 2 is one of the only games that actually survived. Let's go here. IGN. We remain committed and focused. Beyond Good and Evil 2 creative director gets first statement since Ubisoft reorganization. Beyond Good and Evil director Fawzi Messar has responded to Ubisoft's sweeping company reshuffle that resulted in the cancellation or delay of a swath of game projects, as studio closures and layoffs, including a further 200 job losses proposed at the company's Paris headquarters this week. God damn, I didn't know about that one. Hold on, let's click on that one. Yeah, so basically Beyond Good and Evil is still in development. This game, by the way, has been in development for nearly 2 decades. This shit was announced nearly 20 fucking years ago, and it has not come out yet. I don't know if they're gonna mention it here. There is a mention that Good and Evil originally began development in early 2007. If this shit doesn't come out this year, which I'm pretty fucking sure it's not, this game will have been announced 20 fucking years ago. Motherfuckers have been born and become full fucking adults between the time this game was announced and it has yet to come out just yet. I did also read somewhere that apparently they sunk like, I think it was either $400 or $700 million into this fucking game. And I'm like, well, there's no fucking wonder they won't cancel it. They gotta fucking make something off of this shit if they pour this much time, resources, and finances into this game. They ain't gonna be able to make the fucking money back, but they probably gotta make a little something to soften the fucking blow for how much money and time they spent into this damn game. So Beyond Good and Evil is still in the works. Let's see this one. This was the 26th. Ubisoft followed last week's game cancellation. The studio closed with a proposed reduction of 200 more jobs at its Paris headquarters. Where it currently employs about 1,100 people. This process will be organized under the voluntary rapture conventio, I don't know, process. The RCC, where staff can agree to form a collective voluntary mutual termination agreement. Basically, there's a whole thing where everybody can get together and all say they void their contracts and all. Basically, everybody can just all quit at the same time. In line with last week's announcement of the new opening model and accelerated cost reduction initiative, Ubisoft Internal has initiated discussions regarding a potential RCC, a collective voluntary manual termination agreement that can involve the 200 positions at its headquarters in France. At this stage, this remains a proposal, and no decision will be final until the collective agreement is reached with employee representatives and French authorities. The proposal applies exclusively to Ubisoft's international employees under French contracts and has no impact on other French entities or Ubisoft teams worldwide. So it's only the France team. While the RCC process has to be voluntary and has to be based on terms agreed by employees and trade unions, there's no word today on the next steps if the company does not achieve the reduction in headcount is experiencing this scheme. So they're saying like we're proposing 200 employees voluntarily and willingly all come together and agree to terminate their contracts, basically all quit. But it has to be agreed upon by all the employees and the trade unions, the union at least. So they at least get, you know, maybe a good severance package out of the deal. Last week Ubisoft said it was Ubisoft Paris and offices have previously been the site of protests against companies. That's right, yeah. And they also had remember that return office order we mentioned? They have to return to the office at least 5 days a week. Yeah, this one they had they staged some walkouts as a protest in response to that. So yeah, Ubisoft is just fucking on fire. But that's not the only thing, because there's also when all of this was announced. When all of this was announced, IGN got all of them. When this was announced, apparently the actress herself, who's been doing the voice work for the last 3 years on the game, found out when we found out that the game was canceled when they made the damn announcement. Actress Aman Ayaz said she's lost 3 years of work in a life-changing role just days after Ubisoft canceled its long-awaited Prince of Persia: Sands of Time. She said, "Hi, my name is Iman. I'm an actor, and last week I experienced the most devastating moment of my career. I'm still under NDA, so I'm going to try my best to speak as vaguely as possible about the details, and I hope you understand." At no point does she specifically say the game she worked on was Prince of Persia, was the Sands of Time remake, but the actress has also retweeted comments from those who have linked her to the role of Farah in the game, seemingly making the connection clear. She says, 3 years ago, I booked a life-changing role for a life-changing project. It was a rigorous audition process, including a self-tape, in-person callback, and a chemistry read that I had to fly out of the city for. When I got the role, I remember crying my eyes out. I spent the last 3 years getting to know the team, which has become like my family to me. I've watched it grow through countless stages of development, and I've waited for it to finally be released so I could talk about it. And last week, I found out through the internet that the project was canceled. So yeah, she says, I was in total shock. Just 2 months ago, I filmed marketing for the project. God damn, everything had been running smoothly, and that was the last I heard. And we were all looking forward to it being released this year, which they said it was. I remember that. So it felt like an emotional whiplash to suddenly find out in such a random way. So Ubisoft is so fucked. It's just so fucked. They can't even inform the people. They can't even inform the people who've given time. Who've given the time in their life. Who's gone through all this rigorous auditioning, doing the callbacks, chemistry reads, being attached to this fucking thing for 3 years, given all the time you have. Oh, yeah, they get paid. I don't know how it works. I don't know if they get paid beforehand. I don't know if they get paid after everything is done. I hope she at least got paid for the time she gave. But still, through all that, and these motherfuckers can't even give you a call and just say, hey, unfortunately, we're gonna cancel the project. It's not moving forward. We're sorry, but we'll keep your name on a short list for any projects we have upcoming in the future. And most importantly, and you'll be, for all the work you've done so far. I don't know if they get, like I said, I don't know how the fucking shit works, but of course, get paid for all the time you spent on the game so far. They couldn't even fucking do that. They just fucking let everybody know what a fucking announcement on the internet. So yeah, Ubisoft taking L after L, but guess what? They just took another L because the Ubisoft union reps called for CEO Guillmot's resignation. 2 union reps are calling for the resignation of Guillmot. From falling share prices to game cancellation to a complete restructuring of the company, Ubisoft has found itself in a precarious situation when it comes to its future. In a recent interview with game developer Mark Watt and Chakib, I don't know, spoke about Ubisoft's struggles and where the company can go from here. In short, it starts at the top where a change has to be made. It's his company at the end of the day, Rutt said, while adding that Guillmot has surrounded himself with yes men. That was also the issue during the sexual harassment scandal in 2020. I remember that. Matoy then spoke about Guillmot making his son Charlie the co-CEO of Vantage Studios. That's the baby Ubisoft. That's the one that's part co-owned by Tencent that holds their big three. So they made this new studio and he just made his son the co-CEO. Matoy believes that the lack of any diversity at the top is what's keeping the company from making successful games. If you just put your white male friends in those jobs, then you don't promote any diversity or get any new opinions or ideas. We are in a creative job. We need new ideas to come in and to help us make great games. But we don't have that. We don't have this mindset for creativity. And I gotta say, man's gotta speak in facts. Like I said, the biggest fucking issue with Ubisoft is they keep making the same fucking game. From what I hear, Assassin's Creed Shadows was solid, but it was another fucking Assassin's Creed. Fucking Star Wars Outlaws was just fucking Assassin's Creed in space with the Star Wars name attached to it. Watch Dogs failed. Watch Dogs was one of the biggest regrets I ever had. Watch Dogs was the fucking game that made me finally fucking wise up to realize that fucking pre-ordering games is bullshit. Because you don't know what the fuck you're gonna get. I pre-ordered that shit. I was so happy. I played that bitch for like a month and I never finished it. I never went back. I have no inclination to go back and replay or finish Watch Dogs to find out the story, because that shit was ass. I did not like Watch Dogs at all. So much so that even as much as I've heard good things about Watch Dogs 2, I'm not interested in it. I've always said maybe if I find it on a super cheap ass sale, like $5 or less, I'll pick it up and try it out. But fucking Watch Dogs was the first regretful buy I've had. And low key before I kind of got really in with the gaming industry and news and kind of following shit, I was a late bloomer. I really didn't get into that shit like that. It wasn't until like I was maybe like in college where I finally started to like really start to pay attention and read more into shit. Ubisoft was the first game studio that I actively was like, I don't want to fuck with any of their games, because they was the first game studio where like they just kind of kept coming out with shit I was not interested in. I fucking loved Assassin's Creed 2. Even the other Ezio games, Brotherhood and Revelations, even those was good. I fucking love Assassin's Creed 2 though. I fucking hated Assassin's Creed 3. I will never forgive them what they did to my nigga Desmond. Never. Never. Fuck it. I did not like Assassin's Creed 3 at all, and I never played it. I did play Origins, because Origins was like, it was either super cheap or it was free on PlayStation. And I got that, and it was okay. But I ain't never really went to a fucking Assassin's Creed since then. What I'd say, Watch Dogs, ass. Never visited the fucking franchise again after that. Far Cry. I heard a lot of good things about Far Cry 3. I never really played it. I got, what's the fucking one was that? What's the one in Montana? 5? Far Cry 5? Is that the one I'm thinking of? I think it's that one. Play Far Cry 5. Vastly disappointed. Vastly disappointed. Yeah, I played this one. I was disappointed. I know some people may like it. I played that shit. That shit was disappointing. Because again, it was literally just go here, clear off the map, fight the boss. Okay, now go here, clear the map, fight the. I was so disappointed in this fucking game. And it was after the 3 times. You motherfuckers had 3 chances. And once I played this, I was like, fuck Ubisoft. As much as I love the South Park games, fucking Stick of Truth and the Fractured Butthole, I love them. The South Park games is fire. But after them 3 fucking, I was like, nah, this Ubisoft shit kind of whack. And I don't think I've played a fucking Ubisoft game since. So I think man is right. They are stuck in a rut of making the same damn things. We fucking Rainbow Six Siege is the only thing sort of keeping their fucking electric bill paid right now, because everything else they've fucking made has been either mid or a disappointment. It's a matter of trust within the company right now. He says they don't trust those in charge to right the ship. A lot of that, according to the pair, stems from how the company handled the allegations against it in 2020 and beyond. They say that they're creating a workplace where abusers can thrive, which is not fucking good. Lock them niggas up. If allegations come against them and that shit is proven, you gotta fucking get rid of them. You gotta clean house. I think Guillmot should move away at this point. I think the level of hate people have for him means he should move on. Then we could build some sort of trust again. Employees of Ubisoft already voted to strike, we just talked about that, against the proposed layoff at the company for February 10th to 12th. The France-based union, along with their international counterparts, plan to strike. So you got employee strike, y'all. He might have to go. I agree. They might have to just get that nigga out of there. You got like a bunch of your fucking companies striking, asking for this nigga to go. They pissed that you for the lay off more fucking employees. I think that's the worst. And that's the worst fucking thing about all this shit. This motherfucker here is the one making all these damn decisions, and when they don't work, when they fail, when you, and this was my fucking issue with David Zaslav. Now I know this is the gamer shit, but you know we cover all of them over here. This is my fucking issue with David Zaslav too. These motherfuckers who get put in these positions where they can fail time and time and time of fucking again. But the only people who suffer from their fucking failures are the people who are actually putting in the goddamn work. The actual developers who are slaving away at these offices hours upon hours, days upon days. They the motherfuckers who get fired because because this niggas make these shitty ass fucking choices. And when they don't work, they the ones who suffer. Not this nigga. This nigga still rakes in about millions of dollars in fucking bonuses and his fucking salary and shit. That's fucking bullshit. But anywho, yeah, it might be time for years. It might be time for years Guillmot to get the fuck out of there. To get him out of there. All right, but that's it. That's enough. That's enough Ubisoft. That's enough Ubisoft. I swear, Ubisoft never has any positive news about it. I swear, there's never positive news from Ubisoft, man. I swear to God. All right, moving on. We got more negativity. Steam MMO that raised $3.2 million on Kickstarter implodes just after 2 months after launch as devs resign in protest. Ashes of Creation is currently getting review bomb as allegations fly. So, this game called Ashes of Creation is living up to its name. The fantasy MMO RPG came to Steam in early access on December 11th. I'm telling y'all right now, there's already, I've read 1, 2, 3, 4, I've read 6 lines of this, and there's already been 2 red flags. A fucking Kickstarter project and a fucking early access. Steam early access. Them already fucking 2 massive red flags about a game. Less than 8 weeks later, its future is in complete limbo amid staff resignation and reported layoffs. The Intrepid Studios made open world game raised $3.2 million on Kickstarter back in 2017, and that was in 2017. Now his director claims that board control of the company has been stolen away from him, and that those who seize it are trying to do unethical things. I have seen the story a little bit. I hope they mention it because that shit's funny. But I'll mention, if they don't mention it, I'll mention it. And if I read it, I'll point out what it is. So he said, he quotes, "I can make a limited statement in my personal capacity and not on behalf of the company regarding the situation," director Steven Sheriff wrote on Discord on January 31st. "Control of the company shifted away from me, and the board began directing actions that I could not ethically agree with or carry out. As a result, I chose to resign in protest rather than lend my name or authority to decisions I could not ethically support." So, Sheriff doesn't go into what specific things the board was trying to do, but said other senior staff resigned along with him and that the company is currently moving forward with mass layoffs. Intrepid is based in San Diego, California, where the company must give notice before laying employees off, but the state's database doesn't show any updates for the studio. Still, the reports of sudden chaos were backed up by former employees. Studio communications director Margaret Crone posted on LinkedIn that they've left the company. "I gave everything I had and I did my very best with what was within my power," they wrote. "And I ask one last favor of you, please be kind to developers. We are people who have families and have lost our jobs after putting our hearts and souls to Ashes of Creation." They didn't say it. I'll mention it. Wait, hold on. They don't really say it. But one thing I read about this is this nigga saying the board of directors. What's the studio called? What's the studio called? Yeah, Intrepid Studios. This nigga talking about this nigga talking about it's right there too. This nigga talking about the board of directors fucking turned against him. It was recently found out that this nigga is the board of directors. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see if I can. I don't know. I don't want to use a Reddit thing. Oh, they got the fucking paperwork right here. So it was announced. He said the fucking board turned against me. They were trying to do some shit I didn't agree with. So I couldn't do it. So I had to back off. But it's learned this nigga, he is the sole board of directors. He's the only person on the board. He is the board of directors. What unethical shit are they talking about? Is he talking about? It's just him. There's nobody else. It's just him. Oh shit. Ah, damn. That was giant been paying attention to. What's the business called? Intrepid Studios. Let's see. Damn, look at all the shit terminated. LLC terminated. League formed in California. Oh, that's all California. Everybody's either terminated or inactive. No agent. Fucking John Moore. Yeah, you talking about? Yeah, so this nigga's talking about. Oh, the board of directors turned against me and started doing unethical shit. He is the fucking board of directors. Like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Oh, I found that shit fucking funny. But yeah, so Ashes of Creations was pitched back in 2017 as a factions-based MMO that would ensue pay-to-win microtransactions. Backers who collectively contributed millions have now been waiting for nearly a decade for launch. While it finally came to Steam Early Access in December, some backers are claiming that doesn't count as a full 1.0 release and are demanding refunds instead. Early Bird backer wrote one of them, extremely disappointed with the behavior of this company, and yes, I will be pursuing a refund. Another one wrote, refund my $500, please. Listen, I know sometimes people struggle. Kickstarter campaigns are, you know, their thing. You know, they help out people and shit and whatnot. This is the video game kickstarting and pitching into a video game thing is the one thing I will not do because it's way too fucking open for shit like this to happen. Fucking, what's that one game called? Star Citizen? That shit's been a fucking Kickstarter campaign for like 20, 50 million fucking years, and that shit still ain't out. It's like, I'm not giving this money for the best thing you can do to support a video game is to buy the fucking video game when it comes out. First and foremost, I am an RPG. Okay, this is Sheriff here. At the time, Sheriff suggested he was the main financial backer and would need $30 million in total to ship as promised. First and foremost, I'm an MMORPG gamer. I have been since I was first set down at the computer. I had the fortunate circumstance in life to become wealthy through hard work at a young age. A couple years ago, I got fed up with what was happening to a genre I love, so I decided to put my money where my heart is and do something about it. Now early players are getting fed up with the game. The Discord is on full-on panic, and owners on Steam have been review bombing the game. Overwhelmingly negative 30%, and players are predicting the MMO's imminent cancellation. Since Ashes of Creation will be shutting down soon, purchasing the game right now might be a bad idea, somebody wrote. Just last week, it was promised a developer update on February 13th to address recent complaints over the game's biggest design and performance issues. We'll see how that shit goes. So yeah, so basically, it seemed that this shit seemed like this shit might have been a rug pull. Like they built up $3.2 million, and then when the time for the game came out, they only released a fucking early access version. And now they firing a bunch of people, and now they're saying that a bunch of people are walking off. Basically, they believe that this is a rug pull. I also read that somewhere that belief is that they didn't want to pay people the backers back when they brought in all that money. So yeah, basically it seems like this is a giant rug pull. Again, like the day before. Y'all remember that fucking game? Seems like it's very similar to that. They talk anything new in this one? Oh yeah, so you get a review bound, we know that. Received a message from a Valve spokesperson claiming that the company is now investigating the situation after they opened a ticket asking for a refund. So yeah, their director of communications and marketing announced that they were gone. Senior developmental artists announced that they left. Yeah, so just some bad shit all around. I'm telling y'all, Kickstarters and Steam Early Access games, look out for those. Be wary of that shit. Next up, HBO is developing a Baldur's Gate series from the Last of Us showrunner, Craig Mazin. Baldur's Gate TV series is coming. The world of video games to TV adaptations. Actually, you know what? That's a good point. This shit has been. We're in like a weird ass boom period of video game TV adaptations. I don't know what it is. Like The Last of Us season 1 worked pretty well. You know, we got the God of War in the works. There's been Sonic. Well, Sonic is a movie, but still, it still worked out. There's been a lot of just video game adaptations coming out. News coming out of Deadline that Craig Mazin, the co-creator of The Last of Us, are creating a series based on Baldur's Gate 3 for HBO. Mazin will create, write, showrun, and executive produce the forthcoming series. Jacqueline Lesko, a bunch of fucking producers. Moreno is representing Hasbro, which owns the Baldur's Gate franchise and Dungeons and Dragons. Speaking of the Dungeons and Dragons, Chris Perkins, I know him, longtime head of story at Wizards of the Coast, will serve as a consultant on the series. Okay, that's cool. I know him. He's popped up on Critical Role a couple times. So that's a pretty good sign. They got the guy who heads up like story stuff for the actual Dungeons and Dragons tabletop to sort of consult and make sure, you know, motherfuckers ain't doing nothing stupid and going against the rules and laws. The show is reportedly drawing from the source material of Baldur's Gate 3, beginning how the game ends, but with no ties to the current game and development. Mazin has free reign over the direction of the story, which will reportedly be more of a traditional TV series than The Last of Us was. The series is expected to feature existing characters from the popular game as well as new ones. Okay, so that's a slightly good sign. They're not directly adapting the events of Baldur's Gate 3. It's going to give them creative freedom to kind of do their own thing. But it takes place in the same world and in the same time. It's taking place right after Tav, you know, killed the Elder Brain and stopped the what the fuck was the cult? It's been a minute since I played the game. What the fuck is the cult? The Absolute. There we go. The Cult of the Absolute. So might see some fallout from that. Might see some characters in there. All I'm saying is, all I'm gonna say, if we're getting existing characters from the game popping up in the show, if they gonna put my girl Karlach in there, get an actual muscle mommy in the role, please. But get Katie O'Brien in there, please. Hollywood, stop being so fucking scared of women with muscles as like actual like main characters and love interests. There's also the exception that the expectation, that the forthcoming TV series will keep the Dungeons & Dragons tradition of leveling characters up through the journey. How will that work? I mean, like, does that mean it'll just be represented in just like motherfuckers getting like new abilities as the show goes on? Like a shonen, like new fucking Super Saiyan forms and shit. The series is being designed to coexist alongside another live action D&D series, Netflix's The Forgotten Realms. I didn't know about that. HBO's Baldur's Gate is far from the only video game. Yeah, I just talked about that. So we got a Baldur's Gate 3 show coming. So what y'all thinking about that? I will say. I think, unlike things like The Last of Us or God of War, or even like Sonic or shit like that, or even like Tomb Raider and shit like that, Baldur's Gate 3 is a real the fandom of this game is a very, what's the word I'm looking for? They hold this franchise very close to heart. And not only are you dealing with fans of Baldur's Gate, you're also dealing with like D&D fans, and the motherfuckers are sticklers for making sure their shit is right. It's just the fandom is very fanatic and protective of the franchise. So I feel like, unlike those other ones, because the game was so good, and it has such a long-standing life. Like, I still see shit about Baldur's Gate 3 to this day. The game's like 3-4 years old at this point, and I still see shit about Baldur's Gate. I still see people creating content about Baldur's Gate 3 to this day. It's held very close to a lot of people. I think more so than a lot of the other video games they've been adapting, because people take it so seriously for the game. And honestly, let's be real. Any game that I feel like most games, especially RPGs that involve like being able to romance, has a pretty strong and dedicated fucking fan base to it. So like, I just hope Craig Manzin knows he's stepping into something that has a lot of weight to it. You got Baldur's Gate fans and you got D&D fans. It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot of expectations and a lot of hopes put into the show. And if they ain't get it right, motherfuckers are going to drag them. Especially if you also talk about bringing in characters from the game into the show. Again, if you don't do them right, motherfuckers will get on your ass. All right, next up, Obsidian's latest RPG, Obsidian's latest RPGs didn't sell well, so don't expect the Outer Worlds 3. Outer Worlds 2 is still on my list. I've been hearing it's basically mid to good. So that kind of sucks. I still haven't played it yet. I still plan to, but I haven't gotten to it yet. But Avowed and The Outer Worlds 2 were some of the best video games released in 2025. We here over at Kotaku liked Avowed so much we called it one of the 12 best games released last year. Meanwhile, The Outer Worlds 2 was my personal game of the year. A lot of other critics like both of these Obsidian Entertainment developed RPGs too, but according to Obsidian, all that acclaim didn't translate into big sales. In a new feature from Bloomberg about Obsidian's big year, the studio launched 3 games in 2025. There's some bad news about 2 of those other releases. Avowed and The Outer Worlds 2 didn't meet expectations, according to Obsidian boss Fergus Urquhart. I don't know. They're not disasters. I'm not going to say this was a kick in the teeth. It's more like, that sucks. What are we learning? The disappointing sales of these 2 semi-open world RPGs have Urquhart, I'm not saying that name right at all, Urquhart, thinking a lot about how much we put into the games, how much we spend on them, and how long they take. Both games took over 6 years to develop. Moving forward, he wants to cut down their time to 3 to 4 years. Meanwhile, Grounded 2, again developed primarily by Idols, took around 3 years to develop and ended up being a massive success for Obsidian. I'm not gonna lie, I don't like the idea of their thing. I don't like the main element they're taking away from this. We spent so much time on these games that it didn't work, but we spent a little bit of time on, spent significantly less time on this game and it worked. So maybe we should just start cutting our dev time and making less developed, more simple games. Because Obsidian does have a distinctive style of RPG they do. Just kind of thinking mostly from Outer Worlds 2 and the little bit of Fallout New Vegas I've played. They do have a distinctive style that they do. It is very, I feel like it is kind of like Bethesda adjacent. But yeah, like I fucking love The Outer Worlds 2. I played a little bit of Avowed. I played like an hour and a half or 2 hours of Avowed. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. Like clearly it was a game I was about to take some more time to actually play through it to really get a better idea of it. But like I said, I played a little bit of it, didn't love it, didn't hate it. It was just kind of another example of how this isn't necessary to spend most of a decade making a game for selling millions of copies. It's also likely that the ongoing large-scale BDS-connected No Games for Genocide boycott of Xbox over its connections to Israel and the country's horrific attacks on Palestine caused all the... What? What the fuck are they talking about? No Games for Genocide wants you to boycott Xbox. A collective of Xbox game workers, journalists, and union organizers announced a pledge to boycott Xbox for Palestine. This is back in December. I did not fucking hear this. I don't know. I feel like this is such an insignificant thing. Fuck, Xbox ain't got no fucking games anyway. We see the fucking Xbox sales. Barely anybody has a fucking Xbox to begin with. Like, what's there to boycott? But anywho, as for the future, Obsidian has no plans to develop The Outer Worlds 3 after the sequel failed to sell as well as expected. The RPG studio did confirm with Bloomberg that it is working on new content for Outer Worlds 2, and future games will be made that take place in the same universe as Avowed, which shares the Pillars of Eternity games. That sucks. Like I said, I liked Outer Worlds. I'm still excited to get to Outer Worlds 2. I do like Obsidian. I feel like one of the biggest issues was one, Game Pass, their Game Pass games, which means the promoting for the games wasn't probably where it should have been, especially for Avowed. For some reason, Xbox just does not advertise games that are like Game Pass games. It seems like they're changing it now, but unfortunately for Avowed and Outer Worlds 2, they weren't really promoted that well. And the second thing for both of them is timing, I believe. Both games came out in a very bad spot. I believe Avowed came out in I believe Avowed came out not too long after fucking Expedition 33. So that came out February 18th. Expedition 33 dropped on April 24th, so a couple weeks after Expedition 33 came out, and kind of took all the attention away from it. And then I know I think whatchamacallit came out. I think this also came out at around the same time. Yeah, so it had a little bit of a window. It came out like mid to end February, but then this came out and Shadow dropped. Probably also ate a lot into it. Expedition 33 dropped. Let me see. That's 2026. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. That was also probably something that kind of fucked with it as well. Which might have been the main thing I was actually thinking of. I knew there was something pretty fucking big that came out before Expedition 33 did. Okay, let's see. Valve dropped on the 18th. And Kingdom Come Deliverance dropped on the 4th. So yeah, so you had Kingdom Come Deliverance drop right before it. Sid Meier's Civilization 2 is also a big game. I feel like they probably do share the same I do feel like they share very similar audiences between those two games. But yeah, definitely Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 dropping. So that probably that probably took a lot of attention away from it. And then, like I said, not too long after, you know what, there's a whole fucking march between them. I know my months. I know how time works. But yeah, so I had to compete it had to basically really compete 1v1 with Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, which of course was a fucking Game of the Year candidate. And then unfortunately, not too long after it came out, you got Expedition 33 and the Oblivion remake, which also probably ate to a lot of its audience. And then Outer Worlds 2, I know for a fact, Outer Worlds 2 dropped not too long after Ghost of Yotei came out. So, you know, everybody's probably playing Yotei instead of that. And again, Game Pass, the marketing probably wasn't all that it was up to be. Yeah. So I would also think that this is also just another just bad example of how Xbox with the Game Pass and these studios that they're buying, and they're putting their games on Game Pass, unfortunately, it seems like it's not really fucking working. Redfall was a failure. Starfield didn't move the needle. These two, Avowed and Outer Worlds 2, haven't really done too much. Yeah, it's just the fucking Call of Duty ain't really moving the needle. Black Ops 7 was a massive disappointment. So all these studios that Xbox owns that is putting these games directly on Game Pass, unfortunately doesn't seem to be working. So yeah, so that's sad. I'm sad to hear that, but I'm still excited to play Outer Worlds 2. So we'll come to our conclusion when we get to it. All right, it's almost been an hour, so I'm going to try to breeze through some of this as much as possible. Overwatch 2 is ditching the 2 amid a launch of new story-driven content with 10 new heroes. If you haven't watched it already, I did have a video where I reacted to all of this. They had a 30-minute spotlight video. I reacted to it. Everything seems cool. I like what they're cooking. We'll see if it's actually good when they serve it. So yeah, Overwatch 2 is officially ditching the 2 from its name. It's just Overwatch now. It's all Overwatch. Everything Overwatch. Everything computer. The game now enters a new story-driven era with a year-long narrative. We got 10 new heroes and a major overhaul. We got 5 heroes dropping next week. Here we go. We got 5 heroes dropping in Season 1. 5 new heroes. They got this Conquest event, which is you pick the Overwatch side or you pick the Talon side. shit like that. You can switch sides, which kind of mean it basically doesn't mean shit. You just switch to whatever sides are winning right before you get the rewards. They got new passives for like little subculture, subclass heroes and shit. So you know we got like tanks that have the infiltrator role or other shit like that. Here's jetpack cat. It's a cat with a jetpack. There you go. Yeah, so new the medic role for supports. So they got a bunch of new shit. Here's one of the new heroes, concept art, all that good stuff. So yeah, Overwatch, it seems like they're actually trying. This is why I said competition is important. It's really got Overwatch out here trying. We'll see if they can stick the landing and really kind of get shit rolling here. But yeah, no more Overwatch 2. It's Overwatch, 5 new heroes. There's a complete competitive reset. New little sub features for each role, stadium shit, conquest events, some mythics, all that good shit. If you're interested, watch the video, check it out. But yeah, we got all that. Also, apparently, Nintendo had a fucking direct today. I was not here to watch it. I didn't see it. We're gonna look through this. Waiting for to watch all of it because our trailer is up next. So waiting for to watch all of these. We'll watch anything that's new or interesting. So we got a new Orbitals trailer. Let me turn the music on there. We got a new Orbitals trailer.
Deep in space, a research station was suddenly struck by a cosmic storm. 15 years later, its survivors are living peacefully. But the threat of another cosmic storm is coming up fast.
I really like this
Maki
style.
and Omura, 2 young explorers, must now brave galactic dangers and save all that's left of their home. Teamwork is key in this 2-player co-op adventure. You'll need a few tools to survive. The scrap hook grabs and moves platforms so you can carve a path forward. The liquid launcher blasts water to activate mechanisms and cool down scorching surfaces.
So I wonder if do you pick which weapons you want, or or are the weapons attached to the character? Like she always has the water one, he always has the little grapple hook one.
And the beam cannon fires a stream of super hot heat to destroy obstacles, open doors, and more. Use the tools together, and you might discover unexpected solutions to puzzles.
Definitely give me major haze.
While exploring, you can encounter strange life forms, or opt for a detour and take a little travel break. With GameShare, 2 players can adventure together locally or online if one person has the game.
Okay, well, GameShare, that's cool.
Can these 2 brave explorers save their home? Orbitals launches exclusively on the Nintendo Switch 2 system this summer.
That's cool. That's a really cool looking game. What the fuck? Paranormal Sight. The Mermaid's Curse, February 19th. Square Enix's niche but beloved adventure is getting a follow-up. The initial soundboard of the same scares and flowchart hopping story one would hope for, and we won't be waiting long either.
Whispers of mermaids lurk throughout the coasts of Japan, and the remote island of Kameshima, nestled in Ise Bay, is no exception.
That is a bay.
Rumors of mermaids exist, even here. On the island shores, drowned by the sound of ocean waves, a cursed tale now begins. The story begins when Yuza Minakuchi, a young pearl diver, encounters a surreal version of himself on the ocean floor.
Who's Kuchi we talking about now?
An unknown girl who's washed ashore. Strangers searching for the mermaid's treasure. And a mysterious housewife who's investigating a drowning. Paths cross and destinies collide as they're pulled into a shocking drama surrounding the mermaid's curse. What ancient truth lies hidden beyond the centuries? Paranormacite, the mermaid's curse.
All right, cool, little visual novel thing. Captain Tsubasa 2, World Fighters. Who doesn't love the theatricality of anime boys playing soccer? It's just a soccer game.
Battle for World Glory. A new Captain Tsubasa game is kicking its way onto Nintendo Switch. Choose from a roster of over 110 characters representing 22 teams. Score with powerful shots from the original work, as well as newly added special moves that give passes, blocks, dribbles, and tackles a boost. Go on the offensive against elite competitors as you aim for victory. Gear up for sensational soccer action. When Captain Tsubasa 2 World Fighters launches on the Nintendo Switch system this year.
Cool, so I got that coming out. Tokyo Scramble. Has this ever happened to you? You're on a train, commuting, having a normal day, until a cave-in suddenly sends you tumbling into an underground world filled with reptilian monsters that all want to hunt you down. Yeah, that's a Tuesday night for me, buddy. Maybe we'll get some tips for survival from Tokyo Scramble.
What the heck just happened?
Oh shit, it's the Makuchisaurus.
You've got to be kidding me. What is that thing? Subway Sesame.
Makuchisaurus, I just told you.
Maybe this is just what I need. Hey, that's almost like a treadmill. Time to get your steps in.
I know this a right sign, but I'm sure now nothing can fall down. There is no bright line, only sure that no one can bring me down. Though this might not be easy most times, moving forward on. There's no.
Yeah, that trailer definitely screams survival horror to me. Valheim. I'm not sure. I'm sure at least a few of you have fond memories of being a hearth and home and van of Valheim, the Viking survival game. Oh, okay, this is an old game. This is coming.
Awaken your Viking spirit.
Okay, this is an old game. It's just Valheim's coming to Switch 2. Hollow Knight. Okay, I ain't gotta watch that one. That's Hollow Knight's coming to Switch 2. eFootball Kickoff. What the hell? If anime-style soccer is a good thing, then
eFootball, reborn from Pro Evolution Soccer, is coming to Nintendo Switch 2. Build out your club, sign legendary players, and compete in tournaments around the globe in World Tour mode. Join an exciting competition where national teams face off every 4 years in the International Cup Tournament. Or play with friends locally or online to prove who's at the top of their game. Experience the...
Alright, whatever. Let's play some football. The Adventures of Elliot, the Millennium Tales.
I'm
Run, Elliot!
Run,
dead.
Oh, come on! Keep wishing! You want to live, right?
There are still things I must do. Please, bring me back to life.
Man, fucking... No, they love to put
Elliot and the Fairy Fairy
niche-ass JRPGs on the
across
Switch.
Philadelphia. Traveling through 4 ages, spanning 1,000 years, to lift a curse on Princess Huria. Elliot's home time, the age of safekeeping.
But the kingdom is utterly dependent on the princess and her spell of safekeeping now.
It is true that she bears a heavy burden.
The age of reconstruction, when humans cower in the shadows of ruin.
People didn't just lose magic, but their will too. I want the world to prosper again.
Humanity's height of prosperity in the age of magic.
This is Weizen, the nation of magic. Magical research is the backbone of the society.
which is all the more reason it must be done right. In the age of budding, the birth of human civilization.
The age of budding.
I want only peaceful coexistence. I have never thought.
Alright, cool. I mean, it looks alright. Looks like the story could be pretty fire. The Legacy of Bomberman Retro Collection, spanning the first Bomberman up to Bomberman 5, boss rush mode, multiplayer, and more. And it's available today. Super Bomberman 3, Super Bomberman 4, Super Bomberman 5. The Famicom Bomberman. Famicom Bomberman 2. Oh yeah. A lot of Bomberman. Get your bombs on. Get your bombs on. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is coming to the Switch 2. Pragmata is launching on the Switch 2. That's on its release date too, I believe. The Turok Origins. I think we've seen this trailer before, right?
Journey to the
This is nothing new,
Lands.
right? We've seen this already. It's just the Switch 2
Become
announcement.
a legendary Turok warrior in this intergalactic action shooter. To stop an alien threat from destroying all human life, you'll journey solo or with a team of warriors online and battle all sorts of primal creatures in ferocious combat.
Anybody linking up on Turok Origins on the Switch 2?
First-person and third-person perspectives as you unleash weapons, melee attacks, and special abilities to devastate foes. Extract DNA from fallen enemies and the environment to upgrade your arsenal, evolve your mantle, and unlock even more abilities called Echo Syncs to gain a greater edge in combat.
Now again, this game isn't new. This has been released before, right? This has been announced already. I remember
worlds,
seeing
you'll unravel the mysteries that ultimately hold the key to saving humanity.
But I haven't seen anything since.
Turok Origins launches on Nintendo Switch 2 this fall.
Oh, you got Kyoto Xanadu. Digimon Time Story is coming to the Switch 2. Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. Can't watch that. Monster Hunter Stories 3 Twisted Reflections launches on March 13th. Console Archives and Arcade Archives 2 Today and Beyond on the Switch. And then you got the Sizzle Reel with a bunch of other shit. Scott Pilgrim, EX, Another Eden, Reanimal, WWE 2K, Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown, Disney's Dreamlight Valley, PGA Tour, Goat Simulator. Yeah, you see it all. You see it all. Oblivion Remakes heading to the Switch 2, Fallout, Indiana Jones, all that good shit. So that was everything announced at the Nintendo Direct. Third party stuff, first party stuff, a lot of fucking JRPGs. So what I expect. This looks cool though. This Orbitals looks really cool though. All right, that's it for our news stories. Now we got to get into some trailers here. I got like 8. It's always easy to find video. It's always, I don't know why it's always so easy to find video game trailers, but it's always so hard finding TV and movie trailers. Probably because fucking game trailers just come out every fucking day. All right, this was apparently announced today, a couple hours ago, earlier in the day. Horizon Hunters Gathering. I believe this is like their multiplayer game or some shit.
Hi everyone, I'm Jan Mart van Beek. I'm the studio director here at Guerrilla. Now at Guerrilla, we love exploring the Horizon universe. And with every new project, we ask ourselves, where can we take our players next? What new stories can we tell? And what new experiences can we create? And we heard many of you wondering, but what is Guerrilla working on? And today, we get to show you. Before we dive in, I want to be very clear about one thing. We absolutely love making single-player games, and we're going to keep making them. They're a huge part of who we are as a studio. But next to that, we also had this long-standing dream to try to do something different. Our own take on how you can explore the world of Horizon together as a team of machine hunters. It's something new, it stands on its own, but it's also still very much Horizon. Let's take a look at how this new journey begins.
Good way to cover up the fact that Sony made us do this shit. We ain't want to do this.
From the ashes.
But Sony wanted this.
Of the old world came machines. For ages.
This art style kind of clean though.
They were the guardians of the natural world. And they turned against us. Now, they're getting deadlier. By the day.
Oh, shut up, remember that dude.
Across the land. People are dying. That's why our leader gave me this command. We have to fight back. And to do that, we need a team. Soldiers.
Hey, you know, it's a multiplayer game, so I'm probably ain't gonna be interested in it, but hey, shout out to them. They know what they do.
Back. And to do that,
Black History Month.
we need a team.
And the first character they show off is the brother. They know what the fuck's up.
Soldiers who always hold the line.
How much of this sped up or is it just as fast?
And mercenaries
Guillmot?
who may have crossed it now and then. Infiltrators who hide in the dark.
So is this already showing off is this already showing off classes or the hero archetypes we got? You know, you got like
and champions who shine in the light. Upstarts whose stories are just beginning. And legends looking for one last shot. The last line of defense. For
is this the art style of the
need it
game?
most.
It's just the thing for the animation.
Made up of the greatest hunters in the land. This is Hunter's Gathering.
So yes, we're going with a very different look here, and that's very much by design. Horizon Hunter's Gathering is a very dynamic
Okay, so that's the
game.
art style of the game.
We've tuned the combat so it works really well for a team of hunters, and we believe that works best when supported by an art style that really matches that energy. We're going to be showing you more gameplay in a minute, so you can judge that for yourself. Now, one more thing before we continue. This game is still very much in development. Some things are going to be polished, others are still going to change. And that's exactly why we want to bring you in this early. So stay tuned till the end, because we want to invite you to come and help playtest the game with us and be part of giving the game its final shape.
Hi, I'm Ryan Buck, game director at Guerrilla.
Okay, seriously.
With Hunter's Gathering, we're bringing back what makes Horizon so unique.
I feel like I'm
Set
watching
in
it
the
like
American
0.25
West,
or
1,000
something.
years from now, civilization has collapsed. The hunters are all that stand between the tribes and the massive animal-like machines that threaten their survival. And the crisis is only getting worse.
I didn't know this was
Machines
not.
grow
I didn't know this was
deadlier
9
and more
minutes long. I
dangerous
thought this was
by
just a
the
damn
day.
trailer.
Someone has to step up and push back, and that is the Gathering, a crew of unlikely heroes venturing out into the wilds to stop the machine threat. We'll launch with a roster of hunters that grows over time. In our first playtest, you'll be able to play as Rem, Sun, and Axel. 3 hunters with very different approaches to combat and teamwork. Combat is at the core of Hunter's Gathering. It is tactical, reactive, and skill-based. We took the precision and tactical depth of Horizon's combat and built it for a team environment. You'll have to read enemy movements, time your attacks, and combine abilities with your squad to take down the most powerful machines.
I will say, just with the art style, and I would say how fast-paced the combat is, but I am watching it sped up. It definitely seems like this. It seems like this is meant to be a little bit more arcadey than the base Horizon was.
It is tactical, reactive, and skill-based. We took the precision and tactical depth of Horizon's combat and built it for a team environment.
I'll give it that much.
You'll have to read enemy movements, time your attacks, and combine abilities with your squad to take down the most powerful machines. It is a challenging game. You really have to earn that victory. And when you start a mission, you pick and prepare your hunter. Each has very different melee, range playstyles, and weapons. You can select between classes for each hunter that change their abilities, from tank to support or tactician. And during a hunt, you can tinker with a roguelike build system. Every machine encounter you beat gives you powerful, tactical options. You've got perks, weapon upgrades, and various upgrades to your stats. In each run, you'll have to try and find the best possible combination of power-ups to take on the biggest machine.
It resets after each run. So it's a co-op.
You'll be able to explore 4 large and very different environments at launch, each with its own look, its own atmosphere, its own challenges for your squad to master. At the center of it all is the Hunter's Gathering. This is where you upgrade your gear, tweak your loadout, and team up for the next hunt. It is also just a fun place. For example, you can hang out in your own customizable campsite and then head back into the wilds.
Let's get out there.
Horizon Hunter's Gathering is all about challenge and mastery, and the missions that you go on lean right into that. During our first playtest, you'll get to try 2 very different mission types.
Let's show them what we got.
The Machine Incursion, you fight to stop a large-scale machine assault on the tribes.
Not the late 2010 Skybeam.
You plan and coordinate which randomized power-ups to collect before facing a relentless boss machine.
Work together.
Time is limited, with a violent storm closing in that cuts down your options to get stronger. The next is Cauldron Descent. In this multi-stage dungeon, the hunters take the fight to the enemy. You decide which path to take, from brutal machine encounters to really challenging obstacles. They all require teamwork. Every clear chamber shapes your run and gives you power-ups to descend deeper and claim the rewards.
Okay, so this is so the little vaults are like the equivalent to like the raid or the final run. You know, like in Night Rain, you do like those 3 nights, and then the final night you got like the big.
These modes are the foundation of
boss.
Hunter's Gathering. Tough, replayable, and built for squads who want to master them. We'll continue to evolve them with your feedback throughout our playtest.
My only thing is like, what's the want or the need for this? I feel like Horizon is one of those games that's always does okay, but it's never really been like I feel like it hasn't cultivated a huge fandom amongst gamers and fans. Like, I like the games, but I don't know if I like it enough to be like, oh, it's a multiplayer. Oh, I'm really excited for this.
At launch, you'll be able to play the story campaign solo with NPCs or together in co-op, but that won't be part of the playtest. We want you to experience the story fresh when the game is ready. What we can say is that it's fully canon within the Horizon universe. It introduces new characters, new threats, and new mysteries that expand this part of the world. And the story doesn't stop at launch. We'll keep adding new adventures over time to the game.
So I wonder how the story works out. It's probably just gonna be a bunch of fucking. It's a multiplayer game, so this is gonna be a bunch of little cutscenes and shit.
We hope you've enjoyed your first look at Horizon Hunter's Gathering. We're beginning a journey, and we're inviting all of you.
I like how I said,
so it's still
like
early
every
days.
game
You can expect
story
more regular development updates and playtest announcements from us.
You know, like
in the coming
Destiny,
months.
like it just
To stay in the loop on all of the latest news about the game, we've launched a brand new Horizon Hunter's Gathering Discord
that don't
and
really have
social
much to do
channels.
with, like,
We'd
the
love to see you there. From all of us
Or what
at
you do
Guerrilla,
in the
thank
game.
you
Like
for joining us
Marvel
today.
Rivals or Overwatch.
Horizon
Like,
Hunter's
there's a
Gathering is
story
about
there,
taking on challenges together. So we
but you never
appreciate
get
your
the
help.
story
We're just
in the
getting
game.
started.
Like I said, it's a multiplayer game, so I'm immediately, my interest level is not that high. Like I said, I like the art style. I really do like this art style. I feel like it really separates it from the main game. Will also make it kind of stick out a little bit more. I can see some people, because motherfuckers don't, motherfuckers can't articulate shit originally. I can already see the arguments that it looks too much like fucking Fortnite in this, which may be true. I mean, if you just say it's because it's colorful, it looks like Fortnite. I don't play fucking Fortnite, so I can tell you, but I think it looks different. I think it has a look all of its own. So just from this, it seems like we're gonna have a max of 6 characters. One, I wonder if that's enough. And also they said I believe they said they're launching with just 3 at the start. I don't know how to feel about that. 3 characters at launch is very small. I could be wrong. Maybe it's just the 3 at the playtest, and then the other 3 are going to be when the actual game launches. But still, I feel like it's a small roster. But again, we'll see. I don't know. Like Horizon's gameplay was always entertaining, but it wasn't like the main thing here. What's the temp? That is a live service, probably enemies on Skybeam. Let's see. Shareholders still think, yeah. I told you they was like they really just. Yep, there it is, Fortnite. I told you. The crew's hunter gathering. But yeah, like I said, I don't know. Already seems like it's the temp on here is not overtly positive. Just kind of looking at this. Wow, niggas is already saying Concord already. Everything's going according to plan. They're already going the Concord route. So unfortunately, it looks like this game is also about to immediately get the internet uphill battle shit. It's like, look, I'm not a big fan of multiplayer games either. I don't like the idea of turning everything into a multiplayer, hero shooter type of game. But like, goddamn, this is what y'all want. Y'all barely play that shit all the fucking time. All right, here's the Overwatch launch trailer. So I watched the video, so we talked about it already, but I don't know how much
changed. A new enemy has risen.
The power of Talon, now under my control.
This is a fight we cannot lose.
The war is here.
Let's fight fire with fire. My training is over. Who wants to feel the heat? I do enjoy a hostile takeover.
Time to show them what we're made of.
A hostile takeover.
Time to show them what we're made of.
Can't live without me? I'm getting into this.
Anyone can make a difference.
The choice is yours. Resistance is pointless. Talon is everywhere.
Your divine support has arrived.
I have landed among the stars.
What the hell is all that shit at the bottom of the screen?
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
Victory
will be ours.
Y'all been saying, I'm saying I was gonna try this out. I was gonna play it. I'm gonna have such a fucking massive fucking learning curve in this game. Because, like, not only are there going to be 5 new heroes launching when the game launches, I still have, like, what? There's, like, fucking 7 heroes I just never fucking touched in the... between the end of Overwatch 1 and pretty much everything that came post-launch of Overwatch 2. I got all them niggas. I ain't gonna know none of the fucking maps. I'm gonna bustily come into this bitch blind if I play, which I am interested. Maybe I'll check it out. All right, next up. Speaking of multiplayer games, seems like High Guard is gearing up for its first little story content. I'll still have to play this.
When the Lost Land came back, everything changed. A vanished continent of myth, rich in resources, treasure, and secrets, was suddenly just there, and everyone wanted a piece of it. They came from far across the sea to tame this new land, but High Guard only welcomes those marked with the old guilds. Thousands went in. Few came back alive. So now, they send us instead.
It's kind of crazy. It's taking like what? The game's been out for like 2 weeks, and we're only just now kind of getting any understanding of the damn story.
I have the shield breaker. Coming to you. How are we looking?
2 up top. Wait, hold on. A third just jumped back to base.
Let's clear them out. Calling in a siege tower.
I ain't gonna lie, low-key, this did more to explain the fucking mechanics of the game than that fucking press video that we had when the game launched.
Get behind me, beasts. I'll carve a path.
Down. All clear.
Copy. Going for their anchor stone. Bombs planted. Get ready for...
Like, I understand this probably was not ready, and this probably was like nowhere near what they had. But why didn't we get this at the Game Awards? Like, I'm not saying it would have helped or it would have changed the perception of what the game started, but I'm saying it might have done a little bit better. This actually does a lot more to explain the mechanics of the game. It gives the fucking character. It actually gave the characters some personality, so you kind of understood who they were before going into it. Even like when the game launched. How come this didn't launch when the game came out? hit the wall? What the fuck?
I'll catch up. There's something I need to do first. For the coming dark.
We can take it tomorrow. Tomorrow. Let's see. Should I even do it? Should I even do it? I'm gonna do it. Let's see. Tentacles. Okay, right off bat, I seen 2 comments that literally said the same thing. Like, why the fuck? Yeah, like, imagine if yeah, okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one saying and thinking that. I low-key thought I would have came down here and motherfuckers would have still been shitting on it. But I'm glad I seen this because people are saying the same fucking thing. Like, why was this? And granted, like I said, this probably wasn't ready. Because the story is Jeff just played the game. He liked it. He wanted to give this small team a chance to shine. So he put it on. And unfortunately, he put it on last. So they threw something. They probably just threw something together and he put it on. But unfortunately, he put it on last. And nobody had any idea what the fuck the game was. If they had this, even if... And there's also reports that they intentionally wanted to shadow drop the game. That's why after that trailer, there was nothing until the game launched. But man, if this at least came out in the time between the Game Award trailer and before the game fucking launched, I think this shit would have helped out a hell of a lot to help out the reputation for this game. Because again, they actually gave us some lore. They let us know a little bit about the characters. They show what the fucking game mechanics are. I think better than the video when the game launched. I think this would have helped out a fucking lot if they showed this before the game came out. But I don't know what the hell the High Guard marketing team has been smoking, but it's just been really weird. I understand if they wanted to shadow drop it, but I feel like they probably should have adjusted things when I know damn well they seen the reception the game was getting when that trailer came out. Anyway, we got a couple more. Let's get through these. I'm tired. The First Descendant, Season 3, Episode 3. It's just a fucking live service fucking shindig I got going on right now.
So I'm up, making it happen. Put a pen past it. Look, a few L's, but now I'm way up. You see baby Jackson. Whoa, coming down, gotta levitate. I know my next win is the best one, so I tell them that I'm on to the hunt.
Okay, goddamn. Gotta get the goon skin in there. Okay. What? Boost your star. Okay, whatever. Hey, let's buy a bunch of loot boxes. All right. I don't know what the fuck that. I don't know what the fuck that was. But okay, that was.
Wakey, wakey, young man. You can't stay in bed all morning.
I've always hoped that somewhere out there were other places, other lands to be discovered.
The grown-ups keep saying that this is the only island in the world, but that's total nonsense.
Well, there's no way I'm letting you have all the fun.
Will you help us lift this terrible curse and liberate our kingdom?
I will say though, I can't lie. Like, I would give this a try. Like all these old, like we just went to that whole Nintendo Direct shit. Now talking about all the little niche ass 16-bit JRPGs they like to show off, and they report it for this shit. If they do more complete remakes like this, and at least make it a little bit more appealing, like I don't have that a close attachment to that kind of art style. Like I said, I was a late bloomer, so I missed that entire period of games. Them like classic Final Fantasy JRPG-esque little pixelated shit. I missed that, so I'm not attached to that art style. So when I see it, it doesn't do anything for me. Like I just said, one of the like that story could be fire, but like I'm not gonna lie, the art style is not appealing to me. I don't care about that. if they at least do something like this, I'd at least be more open
Traveling
to
the
trying
world,
it. Like, I
chatting
would
to
try
people.
this.
Yep, sounds good to me.
Oh, don't worry. I wouldn't want you to. We've all seen how that ends.
Only the restoration of the Almighty can bring true peace to the world.
The eerie hush that hath descended upon the world filleth me with naught but foreboding.
So the question is, who did this to the world in the first place?
And Chris, I
It's
don't know
the
if this
same
style
bad
is
egg who's been
distinctive
creating
to Dragon
chaos in
Quest.
all these towns we've been to. You know who I mean, right? The Demon
Hopefully they'll
King.
get like some updated graphics.
Just
on this
let
shit. I'd be
me
more
ask
open to
you
trying shit
one
like that.
thing. Are you truly ready for what lies ahead?
I fear something nefarious is afoot.
You need only embrace the darkness once more.
Prepare to be bedazzled by the Order's might.
You insist on making life difficult for me.
I suddenly feel up for watching a scrap.
I reckon you've got what it takes.
Well, did you do as I asked?
I knew you could reclaim it from the clutches of evil. You have saved us once again.
Dragon Quest 7 Rematch.
Foolish puppets. Your so-called Almighty was long since cast into oblivion at my hand.
And by the by, I said all that shit just to give some credence into how, like, if the story and the gameplay could actually be fun, I changed my tune. I said all that shit. I played Fire Emblem. What the fuck was that one called? It was for the 3DS. I forget what the fuck it was called. It was one of them Fire Emblems, and I fucking love that shit. And it had that exact same kind of 16-bit kind of art style to it. And I played it and I loved it. All right, I think this is our last one. I don't know what the fuck this is. Sea of Remnants Adventurer. It's another pirate fucking MMO. Another fucking online pirate game.
Relax. There's always a bigger fish. Relax. Let's see. Locked, is it?
Fucking, we got
Easy
Harley
peasy.
Quinn on that fucking pirate boat.
Still hanging around. Not for long. Bye now. Molly, let me have this, will ya? You stop. Eat this.
Hey, that's my cutlass!
Gotta teach you a lesson. No chest survived me. My precious. Sing to me, treasureling. Lead the way to your fatter siblings. A new adventure awaits. Full sails.
PlayStation. That did absolutely nothing for me. Oh, it was the last thing. Greedfall. The Dying World.
Are the stories true? That there are creatures as big as houses on your faraway island?
These tear-fretting
Stories true? That there are creatures as
Game
big as
definitely had- there's
houses on your
spiders in this
faraway
game, like,
island?
This is definitely looking to be spiders at the top of their game. Is Spiders the development team? That's what's throwing me off.
These natives are savages, and their savagery is contagious. You're using my people to carry out your experiments. You came to our island to destroy everything, to kidnap and kill my people. And we're the ones you call monsters.
Okay, yeah. Okay, it is the name. All right. I think I had one more. Yeah, it's a Crimson Desert thing, but that's just like 10 minutes. I'm tired. So that's it. So that's it for this episode of News Drop. It's already been an hour and a half. These things are supposed to be shorter versions of the fucking news drops, not just as long. All right, but that's it for me here today. Thank you all so much for watching. I very much appreciate it. Anything aside you, are you also sick of fucking Ubisoft and they bullshit like I am? Were you unfortunately a victim in the Ashes of Creation scandal? What do you think about Baldur's Gate 3? TV show. Let me know everything down in the comments below. Give us a good deal. Let your boy know how he's doing. It's always constructive criticism is always welcome. But yeah, that's it. So that's all the video game stories. We got all of our news drops done this week, so check out the TV and the movie ones if you're interested as well. But that's all for me. Stuff I got for the future. We watching a lot of shit. Fallout just ended, so I gotta finish that. I got my impressions of one battle after another, and I gotta watch Sentimental Value, so we gonna talk about that for our Oscars March. I gotta finish up Wonder Man, so that's like 4 things there. I'm gonna start Outer Worlds 2. So we'll start our trilogy version of our video game walkthrough uploads for that one. But yeah, trying to stay busy, trying to stay consistent. That's the biggest problem. But that's it for me here today, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching. I very much do appreciate it. So until next time, everybody, always remember to stay watching, stay playing. I never switch my screen, but whatever. Stay awesome, and most importantly, just stay safe out there. Until next time, everybody, I will speak to you all later. Goodbye.